Welcome to the Central Prairie Co-op Podcast, your go-to source for all things agriculture. Each week, we bring you expert insights, market trends, and real stories from the field. Whether you're a seasoned producer or joining us for the first time, there is something here for you. So, grab a coffee and let's dive into the business of agriculture from the ground up. Welcome to the Central Prairie Co-op Podcast. Today, we have Cory Hoffman, our Sterling feed mill manager, with us. And Cory, you've got a couple of products. They're for the seasons coming up. You're going to tell us about. So you've got some new tubs.
Well, first off, good morning and thanks for having me. We're bringing in what they call an ADM all-stock tub. It's essential all-stock in a bucket. And it's really comparable to our competitors like Brumgarders and those box stores that sell some of those tubs. And so it's price comparable. We think it's really going to work out. We just got them in, and they're for every breed of livestock. Horses, there's nothing in them that's going to hurt an animal. So we're really looking forward to seeing those hit the floor. We're going to distribute them to certain locations, mainly going to be at the Hutch and Sterling location. The next one that we brought in is a horse tub that is a press tub. It's got all the minerals in it that the horses need, and they say that the horses won't devour it as much as just like they do the dry mineral in a powder. I'd like to just throw something out. As we're getting into the time of the year of calving season, winter season, tubs are going to be some of your biggest things that you're going to have to really watch on making sure for protein for cows. And you want to make sure that you get the right tub for your operation. You can go get a tub that could really put your cows in a backward spiral. We're getting into wintertime, and you're going to start seeing those cows that if you don't keep on them with their protein, they're going to start just deteriorating. And that thin cows, bred cows, that doesn't help their calves. Those calves start to struggle at a young age if they don't have the right nutrition coming out. Don't be afraid to reach out to all of us because we'll try our best to put you in the right spot for what you need. And that includes if you want to spend $70 to $80 for an all-stock tub, put something out. That's the main thing, because it's getting to the time of the year that a dirt lot's not going to offer much protein for a cow. But otherwise, that's just the new tubs I think are going to be pop, especially in the horse industry, because the horse industry is actually one of those industries that coming up. You're starting to see more of horse producers looking for more things besides just hay. I think it's going to take off. We'll see what happens and give us a call on those horse tubs. We're also bringing in some minerals too. So when they get here, we'll talk about them a little bit more.
Great. So you've mentioned calving a couple times, and it's my understanding that we have something called a calving bucket.
Yeah, the calving bucket is something that I think is a necessity, but there's guys that use baling wire to pull a calf. There's guys that use, a rope, twine, whatever they can find. This is probably the one essential deal that I think is a necessity to have as a cattle producer, because cleanliness goes a long ways. Readiness goes a long ways. If you have something that's ready, you stand more of a chance of saving a calf. Calving buckets are going to have a lot of our necessities in there: needles, syringes, bottles, tubers, iodine for spraying navels. That's a big one. A lot of guys don't spray navels, and that's what causes issues in those navel cavities when a calf gets on the ground. Thermometer, that's a big. You want to make sure you have something like that. But the biggest one for me is always I prefer OB chains and handles. That way you can pull the calf the right way. A lot of people say when you pull a calf, you want to make sure you have that, and it's true. The one thing I did leave off on this, and you can't put it in a bucket, is a calf puller. It runs about $200, but it's probably a lifesaver, because if you can't pull the calf by hand, your next option is the calf puller. If you don't have that, you best be calling the vet. And that calf puller can do stuff that you can't do. But the main thing is making sure that when you're doing pulling a calf, make sure you have your necessities in a bucket. And that's the reason why we thought putting this calf bucket together would be the essentials. I tried to make sure we put everything in there that we could think of. And so for that calving bucket, it runs about $134 per bucket, 135-ish. And I think that's reasonably priced. I mean, if you think about it, calves right now, baby calves at the sale barn, last time I heard, we're going pretty close to $300 to $400. I mean, fresh calves. So $134 for a calving bucket, so if you can save a calf, that's the biggest one. The one thing that I want to cover is, and it's a misconception even I think with the cattle producers, is I've been told several different things by a lot of people, and I've grown up in this industry for a lot of years, is you have 12 hours to 24 hours to make sure that calf gets the first colostrum. I am a firm believer that you have 6 to 12 hours. And so if you have not seen that calf get up within 10 to 15 minutes, start nursing a cow, you best be on top of it. And that's the reason why we put what we call colostrum powder in the calf bucket. It's not mama's colostrum, but it's the next best thing. That's one thing is if you can get that colostrum in those calves before that 12 hours at least, you really have a fighting chance. But after that, you are going to have a struggle. We get lax and we set back and we say, oh, well, we'll just let that calf do its own thing, which you should. We go into autopilot. And just like the calving bucket, I'd be down checking cows and I didn't have my calving bucket with me and and that's I think this right here, like we're going to put it in select areas too. Then we can start seeing people say, hey, what else can you do for us? And that's what we're here for. We don't just do feed. I mean, the Sterling location carries a lot of livestock needs. I mean, we've got tags and all that stuff. And our job isn't just to worry about making sure we're feeding your calf or your cow to the berm. Our job is also to help the customer, the producer, maintain a healthy animal. That way they still get the biggest bang for their buck.
Absolutely. You don't work in ag if you don't have a heart for service.
Don't be afraid to reach out to us. I believe Bill Angel was here. Don't be afraid to reach out to him as a consultant for us. Ken Schmucker, Jeff Spears, me, and Bill Taves as feed salesmen. We're going to sit down and try to help you out. And so don't be afraid to reach out to us. We'll be glad to help you.
Phone number for the Sterling Feed Mill is 620-278-3629. If you have any questions or need to be connected to one of our feed experts, please give us a call. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time on the Central Prairie Co-op podcast, where we talk all things ag from the ground up.